Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. A kind of foggy gray day here. Is quite cold out. So, needless to say, definitely do not want to be outside. So, what have I been up to since Friday? Well, Friday night I came screaming off the gluten-free experiment. Big time. Um, I definitely managed to get enough data to take to my new doctor when I go see him to be properly tested for stuff. So I'm back to not having to read labels for the time being. And I definitely notice a big difference after going back on gluten. So I'll get to see him in 2 weeks, so we'll go from there. Saturday, went to the local gun show. Had a very nice time. Saw a lot of people I knew. Got a really cute pair, 2 pairs of earrings. This is a little hematite stylized bear with some feathers. The other pair is kind of like a Hopi Navajo figure, and really pretty. It's one nice thing I like about gun shows is you can go get jewelry there too. And picked up a few little odds and sods that hubby needed. And but since I've got my M1 Garand that I still have to go out and do some more playing with, I was just not real big on really looking at anything new, since I've already got something new that I haven't had time to play with. So I admired a few things that were up for sale, but nothing that tempted me. And then Sunday, just sat around, did nothing, and visited with friends. So that was actually all in all a nice weekend. Made up a nice batch of lasagna. And I really wish I had taken some pictures, at least to illustrate my food blog entry. But I was halfway through building it because, of course, I had gone completely nuts and wanted lasagna, and that I didn't think about it before I realized that, oh, I forgot to take some pictures. Oh, well, too late now. I guess next time around. But it was yummy. Discovered Winco sells whole milk ricotta cheese. And oh yum. Oh yum, yum, yum. Definitely worth the few extra pennies you pay for it. It's a lot tastier than the other stuff they sell, which is kind of dry and So, hubby was in seventh heaven because he absolutely adores my lasagna. Well, one is I start with 2 pounds of cheese, and that's just the mozzarella. And then I have the ricotta, which I mix with large curd cottage cheese. So, and then I like to sprinkle in a bit of medium to sharp cheddar, just for a little extra pop and color. I didn't quite make it past Sunday night. It was just too good the next day. So, it's a good thing I don't make it that often because it can get pretty pricey though. But we'd already gotten plenty of hamburger, and I buy the mozzarella at Costco in the big 5-pound bags. So I had plenty cheese on hand. So didn't have to have that much to buy. And when I was making the sauce, I threw in a bunch of the tomatoes that I had pureed and frozen and stashed from my garden, and crumbled up a bunch of the tomatoes that I had sliced and dehydrated, all from my garden, and oh, it was yummy. Definitely going to see about growing a lot more tomatoes next year and getting those put up so I can have lots of yummy, yummy, homegrown, real tasting tomatoes. Speaking of which, good news out of the state of Florida for the makers of the growers of a tomato called the Ugly Ripe. They've been fighting the Florida people who say that, well, a tomato has to look like this and be unblemished and be absolutely perfect. Well, we won't mention the fact that it has to look great but not taste good. Well, they've been trying to get this tomato, authorized? Trying to been able to so they can sell it outside of the state of Florida, and of course because it wasn't a perfect looking round globe tomato, the people who were in charge of the reputation of the Florida tomato were blocking it. Well, screw them. enough people finally raised Cain that they got permission to sell it outside of Florida. So I am so looking forward to being able to have a wonderfully real tasting tomato in the dead of winter, fresh, because apparently this thing travels well and tastes wonderful. And I've seen a picture of it, and it's like, I grew a heirloom tomato that looked pretty similar. Color was a little bit different on my tomatoes, but the shape, and I'm going, what's the problem with it? It looks like a perfectly good tomato to me. So, some people, they'd rather have prettiness over substance. No, sorry, I want a real tomato. Well, I am currently onto new reading material. I've got Aragon. So far pretty good. I'm quite enjoying it. Not bad for a 15-year-old at the time. I believe that he was 15 when he got this published. I have a number of the Valdemar books that I haven't read yet on order through interlibrary loans, so I'll have more reading material hopefully arriving within the next few weeks. Plus I got one more, a mystery book that I'm in the process of reading too. So I just got to get around to getting that one finished. But I've just been in more of a fantasy mood than I have been in a mystery mood. And let's see, news on the Scrapper front. We got him in last night for a while. Well, actually, he was still in the house when I left this morning. He was halfway out of the kitty condo eating the canned cat food I put down for him, which he seemed to be enjoying. So with any luck, we can convince him to stay in the house for as long as possible. I need to figure out something to do about over the kitchen window because he keeps shredding the plastic. And I don't want to put any more plastic up to have him keep shredding it, so I think I'll probably tack up a towel or something just to cut the cold coming in down just a bit. And that way if he tears down the towel, big whoopee. So, not much else going on. No, not much else going on. So I guess I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.